This episode of Sips is brought to you by Limerick Brewing Company. Always on tap at Spirited Republic in downtown Lincoln, Illinois. All right, folks, welcome back to another round of Sips. This week's special guest is a queen of community and economic development. Please welcome Andrea Runge.
All right, well, welcome to Sips at Spirited Republic,
Thank you.
where we have our person, our guest.
Our special guest.
I am a person. Okay, check.
Our special guest pick out their own flights of beer, and then or cider or wine or whatever they choose, and then we go ahead and drink it with you.
Awesome.
So you have done a whole flight of ciders
I have done a flight of ciders and a mead.
and a mead. Yes.
Yes. And because I don't do the gluten. So thank you for having options for me here. Because, yeah, food now gives me a hangover, which is weird.
And this is Andrea Runge. She is the executive director of LEAD, the Lincoln Economic Advancement and Development.
Yes.
So.
And we were just talking, it's almost our 3rd-year anniversary of living here.
Oh, no kidding.
No kidding.
Oh,
This
wow.
is like 2 weeks from now.
Congrats.
We'll have been here 3 years.
Time flies.
It does fly. We were just having that conversation. But yeah, so we love Lincoln and we love Spirited. And
We appreciate that.
yeah, and I'm getting an appreciation for cider, but I am a beer lover. So I just want to put that out there.
Your body's not.
My body is not, no.
So yeah, tell us about your first.
So the,
one was it?
the
Number
first
37?
one is 37, which is the Star Cut Pulsar cider. And I picked this first because it's tart. And so I'm going from tart to sweet so that our palates don't get overwhelmed.
Ooh, science.
Yeah.
I like it.
That one is.
What's that?
What is that?
I wonder if they use like a champagne yeast on that or something.
so
Yeah,
like
I
a
could see
cabbage.
that. I could
Oh,
see
no
that.
wonder I don't.
That's why it's
Then
so
no wonder
dry.
I like it.
Yeah, it's got that kind of dry.
Tastes like maybe a green apple or something
Yeah.
with the champagne yeast or something. Yeah, it's good.
It's
So Andrew, everybody
Yes.
knows you in your capacity. I mean, you're very well known in the community now because you go to everything. You've done all kinds of stuff. But what's like the quirky little things that nobody would ever know about you? Have you ever broken a bone?
yes,
You have.
yes. So I've broken my right arm.
Okay.
I broke it in the 1st grade and the 2nd grade.
Oh.
So good. I did it again.
Yeah, I
Catholic
love
school,
the
nuns. What was it?
No, so the first time I did a flip, like it was impressive. So I flipped off of our home swing set, and on the support bar, I did a flip, and then I landed in the splits, no hands. It was amazing. And then I tried to show my sister, and I broke my arm when I did it the second
That time you used hands.
Yes, I planned on no hands,
That's
but
impressive
yes.
when doing the splits. You break your arm.
To break a hand when you're, yeah.
The reenactment was impressive. I mean, right after the break.
So I broke it across both bones in 2 places, so 4 places. That was 1st grade. And then in 2nd grade, I broke it again because I tripped over a chihuahua.
What?
I tripped over a chihuahua. That's true. So
Did you do the splits then too?
No.
No. Okay.
No. So the chihuahua had.
The Chihuahua did.
He might have. I think he plots more than plied, yes. But so the Chihuahua ran, when you walked, would run a figure 8 through your legs. Like that was his, like, I guess it was just hyperactive.
His thing.
Yeah. And so, yeah, in the process, I broke it again. And again, across both bones at the wrist and at the elbow.
Same spot, same arm.
Same arm. So I can't, so this is weird. I can't get change with this hand, it doesn't turn over. So I always get change with my left hand because this one doesn't turn over. Like I can turn it all the way this way, which is weird, but it doesn't turn any more than that.
Oh my gosh, I didn't
that's
even know
wild.
that was a thing.
Well, it's not, it's just my thing.
It's just.
It's nobody else's.
So what's the second one you've chosen?
So the second one is 38, and it's that Eris Euphoria cider.
Euphoria
Yeah.
cider, yeah.
And so it's next because it's sweeter. It's a good progression, I think. But
I'm a professional.
oh, now see,
Sweeter.
yeah.
It's sweeter. It's got a little vanilla on the
That's what I
back end.
get. Yeah, vanilla.
On that very back end.
Ooh, I
It's
can
a-
taste that.
Eris, who makes it, it's an all-female owned company out of Chicago.
Oh, well,
Female brewers,
Well,
female owned.
Cheers
Yeah.
to the girls.
Yeah.
So yeah,
where your girls at? Mm-hmm. Right there.
That one's pretty good. I kind of like that.
So now that you've been here for 3 years or whatever,
Yeah.
getting close, how different is living in Lincoln as opposed to, because you came from Springfield, right? Mm-hmm. So what, 4 times, 5 times as big? Springfield.
More than that, probably.
Yeah,
10.
maybe 10 times now.
Yeah.
What do you feel is the biggest difference? What do you enjoy the most about living in a smaller town?
Well, I come from a small town.
Okay.
So I came from a town of 600. So yes, this is a smaller town than Springfield, but it's not a small town compared to what I'm used to. So, I just want to say, I loved living in Springfield. I lived there 26 years. I met my husband there. My bestie's there. I had a really nice experience there. I never had the sense of community there that I feel here.
I can see that, especially with the size difference.
Right. I get more opportunity here, actually, because they're, as much as I loved it, it's very political.
Sure.
So I don't notice that here. I think that I got an opportunity to move here and do what I really love to do. That I don't think I would have ever been given the opportunity to do in Springfield. And I don't think that that's something against them. I just think that it's something that Lincoln afforded me. I mean, I came here, it's really weird. I think probably 10 years before I actually moved here, I told my mom, I feel like I'm being called to Lincoln. Like, I feel like I'm going to end up there. I'm going to live there.
What was your relationship to Lincoln before you moved here then?
So I have more than one bestie. I think all girls do. And I have a bestie here, Angie Stolzenberg and her husband, John.
Right.
And so this will be a little feather in the spirited cap, not that you need any, but we would come here and hang out, and we'd get Gazzardos, and we would.
Oh,
You mean
no
before you
kidding?
took the job here?
Yeah, oh yeah,
Oh,
years
darn.
before.
Oh, darn.
And we would sit here, we'd come here for, like we would do New Year's, but the day before when it was just quiet and we were here. And I would come and do Balloon Fest, and I would do all these things, and there was something about Lincoln that had that community feeling that I think I had in my small town from growing up that I was missing. And so when I figured out what I really wanted to be when I grew up, and it took me a while, but when I figured it out and the opportunity to do that here came up, then it was kind of a no-brainer. And
Perfect fit.
yeah, and God bless my husband for being like, well, I suppose if that's what you want to do.
Cheers to Johnny.
Cheers, Johnny. Johnny Cakes.
Johnny Cakes.
Can we get a shot of the peanut gallery?
But I mean, he was just kind of like, absolutely, if that's what you want to do, and we have the opportunity to do it relatively close to home, let's go. And here we are.
Cool.
We hope you're enjoying Sips. This episode's primary sponsor is Limerick Brewing Company. Want to sponsor future episodes? Send us a message on Spirited Republic's Facebook page for more information. Now, back to the show.
So this one is the 35. This one's new today.
Yes.
It is the Bold Rock Strawberry Lime Cider. Cheers.
Cheers. Hey, well, I don't get none. Thank you.
Cilantro.
That's really good. Almost like watermelon.
Yeah.
It's strawberry lime, but
Right.
I almost
Yeah,
get like
I
a
got a
watermelon,
watermelon taste.
out of it.
Which
yeah.
is kind of
Like
nice.
a Jolly
'cause
Rancher.
A lot of
Yeah.
times.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like a watermelon Jolly Rancher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because a lot of time the watermelon, when they try to do watermelon, doesn't turn out real well. But
Yeah, that's what she
real
said.
watery or real hard to get the flavor.
right, strawberry lime.
That's pretty good.
Put those two together and
Pretty
you got
good.
yourself a.
Yeah. It reminds me, so when I was a kid, my grandma was way ahead of her time. She used to make popsicles for us and keep them in her deep freeze all the time. And it had both Jell-O and Kool-Aid in it. And she would mix the flavors.
Oh, that's
So
cool.
she would have like lemonade and raspberry. So you'd have raspberry lemonade popsicles to eat, but the Jell-O kind of gave it a creaminess. And,
Yeah.
Yeah, and the Kool-Aid gave it that sharpness.
Was it with
And-
the toothpicks through the tinfoil?
One of them has arsenic in it, so choose wisely, kids. Choose wisely.
No, these
Tastes
were
like almonds.
these were
It's not supposed to taste like almonds, sweetheart. Oh, that was for your grandpa.
There's one Christmas present I don't have to buy this year.
To grandma.
Sweetest.
Grandma.
Grandma Marjorie.
Grandma, I love grandmas.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
that's okay.
So tell me, have you ever had a run-in or met a celebrity?
Several.
Really?
Yeah.
Besides Troy.
Yeah, I mean,
Well, Troy makes all the others pale in comparison, for sure.
all that in a bag of chips, you know it.
So yeah, I've met several. I would say, like the best story is that
It's Wayno. he's
Wayno's
he's
playing
cleaning
games.
up. Don't mind him. Don't mind him. He's cleaning the apartment today. That's Sunday.
okay. So when I was a little kid, so we watched the Carol Burnett show every week as a family, and at the end of the series, so I don't remember if you know that in the credits, she would there was this like cartoon of her dressed as a cleaning woman, and she would clean up
Mopping.
Oh, yeah.
well, at the very end of the series, like she put her mop down and walked away, and I thought that meant she died, and I like was distraught. So I'm 4 years old, and I am a mess, an absolute mess, for days. Like I'm inconsolable. My mother is like, okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna write a letter to Carol Burnett. And so we write this letter. Of course, she helps me. I'm 4. She helps me write this letter. And at the end of the letter, she said, will you please send like just an 8 by 10 glossy, something to let this child know that you're not dead. It's horrible, isn't it? And so I got a letter from Carol Burnett.
Funeral home.
No.
Why is she surrounded by sand? She was about to sneeze. That's why the eyes are.
So I got a letter from Carol Burnett, and it said that she and Vicky and the whole cast had read my letter, and that they were really just touched that a young viewer would be so moved by their program, which was awesome.
Right.
And then we didn't think much about it. And then the next year, she had a special. And at the end of the special, swear to God, she looked at the camera and said, "Good night, Andrea," and tugged on her ear.
Stop it. Are you kidding me?
I'm not kidding.
Oh,
That's cool.
And so we lived in this tiny little farmhouse, the 4 of us, and we were sitting on in the living room. I was sitting on the floor, and I turned to my mom, and it was such a probably 5-year-old moment at that moment, because I turned to my mom and I said, "Mama, is she talking to me?" And she goes, "I think so." And yeah, like so.
That's cool.
It was cool. So I have sent her a Facebook message. I've sent her a Facebook message and said, I don't know if you remember this, but it really had an impact on me. Yeah, and then eventually I played Little Orphan Annie. She had played Miss Hannigan in the movie, and so I always felt like we had this connection. I'm sure Carol doesn't feel that way. I'm just saying, she's not like, I wonder where that little girl ended up. No, I don't think. I think she's good.
all right.
We've reached the. Oh,
Are we ready for
I
the?
didn't do that. I didn't do that.
What do you do?
Nothing.
jumped the gun.
Oh, Busey.
All right, we're in.
Okay, this is the end. It's the zombie killer.
Zombie
The
kill.
mead.
Yes, it's the mead.
Zombie
It should be the
Mead that
sweetest.
drinks like a cider. This isn't as, like meads are usually typically pretty syrupy and thick. This one does not. I mean,
No.
it's much lighter.
No, it's delicious.
We've had this on since the beginning.
Just went well in the well, it's not here now, but the Ace Perry cider, we've had that on since the beginning too.
Just out of it right now.
This was a go-to for a lot of people. I don't really like beer, and you go, hey,
Here you
try
go.
this.
Yeah. Yeah,
Very
delicious.
good. A little
Yeah.
sweet for me, but
It
it's very
is
good.
sweet. It's the right finish
Yeah.
for the flight. I can't imagine going from that one to 237.
No.
That
Yeah,
would
true.
that would kill your palate. But this is a nice finish.
It is good.
It's a nice dessert drink.
Yes.
So,
Yes,
Little
ma'am.
Orphan Annie.
Yeah.
Does that mean you sing? Is that a
Yeah.
hidden talent or is it not so hidden?
It depends on whether or not you live with me. If you live with me, it is not hidden.
Johnny Cakes, how is that?
Son of a
Absolutely.
And if you live with Troy, you find
Man,
out
we get this all the time too.
it.
So
Exactly. There goes Tuck.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't sing except on open mic night when I've had a little liquid courage. I don't sing in public anymore, really. But I used to. Yeah, no, when I was a kid, well, not a little kid. Like when I was a little kid, I wanted to be a triple threat, right? I wanted to do like an actress, singer, dancer. And then when I got a little older, like I wanted to be an opera singer, legit opera singer.
Did you take lessons for that?
Oh yeah.
Where would you get it, like in college or after?
No, I started taking lessons when I was probably 11.
No kidding.
No kidding,
Oh,
yeah.
darn.
So,
The little things we don't know about Andrea Runge.
Yes, I know. So I took lessons from this woman. Her name was Naomi Watts. She was,
Watts.
yeah.
Not the Naomi Watts.
Nothing Naomi Watts.
Which Naomi
Model.
Watts? Oh no,
Model.
no,
From what?
no.
A model.
No.
Right?
Yeah.
Naomi
Yeah.
Watts.
Watts.
No, my Naomi, lived in a tiny little shack on Cherry Street in Quincy.
Same Naomi.
You never know.
She was diabetic, so she sat in a wheelchair, and she had only one leg and one hand that worked because she'd had so many strokes. She was in her late 80s, and she would hit a chord on the piano, and then she would beat on my face, which sounds really weird, but she wanted the sound to come from my sinus cavity. And so she would beat on my face. And then, so I really wanted to sing opera for a while, but didn't.
Do you want to do a little singing for us?
Like a J.G. Wentworth commercial, you know?
J.G. Wentworth.
The opera singers.
I was
They're all on the bus.
I was thinking more Bugs Bunny.
Oh, okay.
Sure.
The sun will come out.
O, dał mnie do ciador, brama to jetto, l'ora che tu respiri, al fine respiro, al fin respiro.
Can we get that in English now?
What did you just say? Yeah.
That's very good.
Very
That
nice.
is amazing. Oh my gosh.
Very cool.
All right, Troy, you're next.
What?
I was going to say, thank God I didn't burp.
Now I gotta sing? Oh.
I know. So it's true story. So I first started singing with my dad's band when I was 2. And I would sing backup. And so like a family story is that I was drinking Bubble Up. It was 4th of July. And they called me up to sing my part. And I went up to sing. And when I went to sing, I opened my mouth and I burped in the mic, like, "Bah." And like this huge burp, this little tiny girl. And my family's never let me live it down.
Andrew's been hanging out at the beer tent again.
Right there, wasn't it?
Oh man, well thank you so much for doing this with us.
Yes.
Or being our little guinea pig.
Absolutely. It was fun.
So before we go,
Yes.
you want to give us a wrap up or a lowdown on what's going on with LEAD and what you've been working on?
LEAD just got an Economic Recovery Corps fellow. Her name is Dorsey Hill. There's 65 fellows in this cohort. It's the very first one. So you've heard of Peace Corps, you've heard of the AmeriCorps. This is the Economic Recovery Corps. Ooh. And so LEAD and Peoria share her. We had 500 applications to get 65 hosts, and we were able to score one.
Nice.
That's incredible.
It is. She, on the other side, there were 1,400 applicants to get 65 jobs. And so when I say that she is legit, her skills are amazing. So she will be with us for the next 30 months, talking to different businesses throughout the greater Peoria region, but starting in Lincoln-Logan County, about how we can work together better as a region. So that's exciting. And then the other thing that we've got going on is a concept called the Lincoln Way. And the Lincoln Way is a group of young professional marketers who are getting together with me. Like I am professional, but I'm not young. But they allow me to hang with them, which is pretty cool. And so
bring popsicles.
Yes, exactly. I'm the grandma. I just come and bring popsicles and sometimes cookies. But so we work together, and we're trying to make sure that we tell the very best of Lincoln's story to the world. And we want to do that through telling it directly to young professionals and young families who are looking for a place to call their own. And what better way to do that than to use young people to tell that story of why they love Lincoln to the world. We really think that Lincoln's story and who people can be here is a beautiful thing. Mm-hmm. And we want to tell the world about the fact that they can come here and be exactly who they want to be here. And we welcome them to do that.
Yeah.
Because look at you guys. I mean, you guys have come here, you've tried something new, and it's been incredibly successful. And I also think that you have given an example to people to follow, to know that if you are true to who you actually are and follow that as your North Star, people respond to that in a way that is authentic and amazing. And I think that you are a bright beacon for us all.
Well, thank you. That's so sweet.
Some days bright, some dull.
Some days brighter than others.
Some a beacon.
I'm a beacon.
A little dimmer than others. Oh my gosh.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, Andrea.
Thank you, Andrea. Thank you.
What did you say?
I wish I'd have enough just to go.
Well, folks, that's all for now. Remember to stop by Spirited Republic to enjoy the drinks you just saw, and many others while supplies last.